Such a pleasure to speak with you both. I really enjoyed Leanne. And Leanne, I'm really enjoying the show. And, Chuck's show, Mom, kind of had a similar balancing act. But I wanted to ask you because your character is showing real pain and has like real emotional moments in this show. So how is it balancing that with laughter and finding comedy and pain without it all seeming like a mockery? Because you do a really good job of threading that needle, but I can't imagine that's easy.
Thank you, you angel. Honey, it was hard. And I did not know what I was doing. And it was my first thing like this. And so I just had to, in my mind, think, how would I really feel if this happened to me? If Chuck Morgan, my real husband, did this to me, how would this, I would take to the bed. I feel like the writers got every bit of it of how a woman would really feel, how her sister would help her through, how her little mom and daddy would take it, how her children would take it. I mean, I just, the balance in the comedy and I think we've got both.
Yeah.
I think we've got both.
I'm sorry, you nailed it.
Thank you,
You did.
angel. But I
Sorry.
wanted it to have heart. You know, it was important for me, and they got that.
Yeah.
The writers got that.
I totally agree. And Kristen, I loved you so much in Third Rock from the Sun. So like I'm always excited to see you in anything, especially another sitcom. You're still as funny as ever. You have such a fun scene partner in this with Leanne. How is it developing that sisterly chemistry with her?
It just was the most natural. It was the only part of the show we didn't have to work on. It really was. It was just there from day one. We trusted it. We trusted each other, especially in the trickier stuff, you know, and it was just pure pleasure, and that never really happens. It doesn't happen that often in Hollywood, but it really was.
Yeah, we're really, truly close.
Yeah. We had dinner last.
That shows in the show as well. And Leanne, I really like that the show feels very real and there's an authenticness that is also in your stand-up that can be felt here. And I feel like a lot of entertainment is very coastal just by design of, where it's produced. But, I'm not from the South, but I'm from a rural area. And this just felt like very real to me. How is it bringing your world on screen and showing something that we don't always see on TV?
Oh, thank you for telling me that, my darling. It felt wonderful. Once I knew that they were really honoring, and they said to me, Chuck Lorre said to me, Leanne, I'm not from the South. I need your help. And then Susan McMartin and Nick Mackay really tried to, they would ask me because they did want it to be authentic. And I think a lot of people think they know how we are in the South, and it's kind of stereotypes, but I think they really listened to me and collaborated with me, and then they knew that church was a big part of my life, and that my family's a big part of my life, and they just nailed it.
Yeah.
And my last question, Kristen, because something you nailed was the Southern accent. Leanne's always from Tennessee. You're from DC, though. How is it finding that right voice to compliment her?
I love her daughter Tess. Who has, the next gen accent. It's not quite as serious as Leanne's. It's a little softer. So that's what I went with, or tried to.
Yeah, because I raised my kids in the city. I was raised in a town of 500 people. So my mom and daddy, my sister, everybody sounds like me. But these kids are a little more cityfied.
Yeah.
So she went with that.
I went with that. I didn't want to compete with that. I'm no idiot.